So I want to start this video by saying, by telling you why I don't upload as much as I used to. I mentioned this in other videos. I'm not sure if you've heard this or not. I feel like I repeat myself, but I've got so few views and subscribers in these videos, so like I feel like hardly anyone's hearing this stuff. But anyway, so what I'm doing instead is I'm reading. So my main goal is to read for at least 45 minutes a day. About 30 pages in a book per day. Because I believe that the reason why I'm not successful on YouTube is because I've got a low IQ. And of course, I feel like I can improve that by working. And you have to work sustainably. So 30 pages a day. That's not crazy, is it? That's only 45 minutes. When I was in school for Leaving Cert, they say, oh, you need to study 6 to 7 hours a day. So 45 minutes. That's easy. Okay, and I feel like that's really improving me, because when I was at school and I was overworked, I did not improve at all. I was struggling. Now that I'm working in small doses, I can notice an improvement. If you know what I mean. And I still feel like I've got a lot of work to do to reach a decent level. I learned this when I watched Ryan Tran's video on the valedictorian award he got. The valedictorian is the award you get for the best grades in your year group. That was in 2017, the year he left school. And I was on the other end of the scale. I left school 2 years before he did, but I was near the bottom. I got 195 points in the Leaving Cert, so I was probably one of the weakest students in my year. So, I'm reading at the moment. I'm reading this book, Rob Carney, just 30 pages a day, nothing crazy. What page am I on now? 280, and I have another I have another 70 pages or so. Yeah, 70 pages and I'm finished. So and then I'll move on to another book. Where is it? The Waterford Whispers book. Yeah. So I got that book for Christmas for my mother. I also got this book, Waterford Whispers News. It's kind of like a comedy thing, if you know what I mean. So that's how I'm trying to improve myself. And that's just a short update from me. Now I want to talk to you about something else. Egotism. Okay. Now, a lot of people who are rich and successful in life, they're egotistical. They're only doing it for egotistical reasons, to feel like, oh, I've got the most money and stuff like that, and it's just stupid. And, the problem is they assume that everybody else is egotistical, and everybody else wants what they have. So when they look at someone who's working at McDonald's, or just, getting an average paid job or whatever. Of course, I'm at McDonald's, I'm a below average paid worker, so when they look at us, they look and think, oh, geez, that guy's lazy. He doesn't have the work ethic to do something with his life. But maybe, other people aren't egotistical. We're happy to just chill, relax. And I think that's the best way to go. Because I don't see what the big advantages of being financially wealthy, They say, oh, nice guys finish last. Well, yeah, when it comes to making money and stuff, yeah, of course, if you're a nice guy, you probably will end up earning less than you would if you were a narcissist or something. But, that's not what I personally value. I don't personally value that. My dad was a narcissist. He had a lot of money. But he had no friends. He had no positive relationships. Everybody hated him. And I'm like, well, what's the point of that? Living alone in that big house, driving that fancy car, and everyone hates you. I believe that's the shit. I grew up in that lifestyle, being spoiled and stuff. I felt like it never really brought me any happiness. I'm happier living here. In my minimal room, it's very small. If you know what I mean, we don't even put the heating on this house, so I wake up freezing. I have to wear like 3 or 4 layers going to bed. I prefer that to living in my mother's house, where the heating's so high you feel like you're in a sauna. Do you know what I mean? So that's the thing, So a lot of these guys are just egotistical, and I'll give you an example of how having an ego helps you succeed in life. There's a guy called Drew Rice, or Rice Drew. I think it's Drew Rice. He was an American YouTuber, a runner. He's a very good YouTuber. He must have had how many subscribers? 20,000 or something. He was doing very well for himself. He probably one of the best running YouTubers I've ever seen. But he quit. He cancelled his YouTube, and I think maybe it was because he was getting too much attention. He didn't like that attention. He was getting too much praise, so he just turned it off. That's the thing, because if you're a nice guy and you're focusing on something and you start getting praise and stuff and special treatments, then you don't really want that. You don't really want that. You're just happy and secure in your own self, so you stop doing what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? So that's the reality. That's why I don't really admire professional athletes, even though I am reading this book. So personally, I don't admire the wealthy. I don't admire professional athletes. I think we're brainwashed as a generation. I believe that when we're brought up to be successful, it's not about being a good person. Oh, nice people finish last. We have that mentality in our heads. Um, you know, parents are like, study, study, study. And stuff like that, and they want us to do well and be financially successful, and they don't, and they tell you, oh, forget about other people, just be selfish, focus on yourself. That's the society we live in, and personally, I don't really like it.